Hi, back to being my happy self after I got that Kanye West rant out of my head so I can feel good about life again. I'm going to talk about Houston Beauty, as I didn't get a chance to talk about that yet. And I don't remember what number it is, maybe 4, episode 4. I just know it's called Trouble on the Ranch. And the episode starts off with freshman evaluation, and Neil is still annoying as hell, which is why I'm sure, like, when the teacher walked around and asked his client how she felt, and how she felt about her service, and she said she was dissatisfied. I can understand why. He's just annoying. Even if he was rolling her hair the right way, just listening to him would drive me crazy. Then Jessica is talking about how this school is I forgot what she said. It's prestigious or something like that. And she points to the trophies on the wall. And all I saw was 1994, 1997, 1999. I was like, this school, it looks like it has gone down the tubes a bit. So, yeah, that was invalid. But then anything Jessica says is invalid because I don't like that shit. Sorry, I don't. The freshmen are very unhappy doing roller sets because I think they really want to get to the nuts and bolts of hairdressing, which I think by looking at them is gluing on a lace front. I think that's what they think they're supposed to be getting to. I don't know what it is they're trying to work their way up to because everybody in there's hair looks a hot mess. Oh my goodness. It's just, how you go to hairdressing school and you don't even know how to do hair a little bit? I mean, one of my sisters went to hairdressing school right out of high school before she went to college. And when I went to visit her at the hairdressing school, all those girls and the few gentlemen there, their hair looked nice because they had been practicing for years before they even decided to go to hair school. I think a lot of them were just going so they would have a certification that proves that they know what they know, and also so that they know some of the more technical things. But there was nobody in there that was like, oh, I don't know how to roller set, or I don't know how to... I don't know, it's just different. Oh, something else about Jessica. She has a very masculine looking face. Like if I walked in that room and somebody said to me, oh, one of the students here is transgender, I would have picked out Jessica anytime before I would have picked out Mia, because Jessica she just has a very manly looking face to me. It's very hard. But that could also be part of her personality, because sometimes your personality changes how people look at you. Like, you ever meet somebody and you just think, oh, this person is so pretty and so cute, and then they open up their mouth and they're a complete asshole, and then they're a whole lot less beautiful and cute. And then there's other people that you see and you're like, oh, well, they're kind of homely. But then you get to know them and they're such a sweet person. They're so warm and giving, and they're just, something positive shines through them, and they start looking pretty to you because that's their personality. So maybe that's what's happening with her. Her ugliness is shining through from the back to the front. What else happened? Oh, and the talking head Corey had some concealer on, which was good because his skin usually looks pretty rough. I mean, his skin makes Kenya Moore's skin look like she should be on a Noxzema commercial. Does it still have Noxzema commercials? I don't even remember. Most of what I watch I DVR so I can fast forward through the commercials. Or I watch it on Netflix. I don't think, do they still make Noxzema? See, let me go back to what I was talking about. I swear I get distracted too easily. I need some damn Adderall or Ritalin, something. So what else happened? Queensley lost her keys, and everybody was talking ish, as usually. That's what they do. They just sit around talking shit about people. And what's her name is talking junk with Corey. I never remember this girl's name. I'm just going to call her the girl that looks kind of like Queensley with the eyebrows. I'll just call her, yeah, the eyebrows girl. And she also had to, remember I said in one, I don't know if you watched one of my other videos, I was talking about Love and Hip Hop and how Yandy's wig was sitting back here, like her hairline. You see where the person's hairline is, and then the wig is sitting back here. This girl, the same thing. The wig is sitting back here, and you could see the wig line. How is that acceptable? Maybe I'm just from a different generation. Well, yeah, I am definitely from a different generation, because when we were younger, there was 2 rules. Number 1, if you had a weave, it was not supposed to look like a weave. And number 2, you didn't tell anybody you had a weave if you had a weave. Because it was just supposed to look like it was there. Even if you went home on Friday and your hair was short and you came in on Monday and it was long, It better look like it's your hair. You know, you better not have any tracks showing because that will be pointed out. People will say, they will point out in a minute, like, I can see your tracks. That was just a no-no. So I don't know how this is acceptable for a wig to clearly look like a wig. Why is that cool? I don't... Anyways. The disappearing poster, I don't know if anybody noticed that. That little front office area where it's like a counter. Kind of looks like the counter in a Chinese food restaurant. In the front, there was one of those posters on there with the hairstyles from the 90s, but it's one of those posters where it's really just 20 different variations of the same damn hairstyle. The poster was there in one scene, and then it miraculously disappeared in the next scene. I should have kept watching to see if it reappeared so I could see how the editing monkeys were working, but anyways, what else happened? Mia tries to explain to Miss J why it is upsetting to her for Miss J to keep calling her Ryan. I think Miss J is just being an asshole. Plain and simple. If somebody came to school and their name was Joanna and they said, oh, everybody on my block calls me Peaches, you damn sure would sit there and call her Peaches. Because that's what people call her. But you're doing that calling her Ryan shit just to be old and set in your ways and be an asshole. And that's not cool. Where are they going? What are they doing? They're going to the photo. Yeah, she tells the students they're going to a photo shoot and don't tell them where they're going to. And they end up at some horse ranch. And wait, before they even went to the horse ranch, they were getting in the van. And it really felt like, I don't know why the people in this school are so damn childish. It felt like middle school the way they were sitting in one van and they're all cackling and laughing and talking junk about Mia's hat as she was walking up to the other van. And that was just so childish to me. Real petty. They get to the horse ranch and Jessica says that she's not touching any animals, which that tickled the hell out of me because she looked like a horse. She went to the horse ranch. The horse probably looked at her like, sister, where have you been? Wait, anyways, and the other ones, they were acting all crazy at the horse ranch. And all I kept on thinking was these wigs. I swear half of them probably were horsehair. Because I started thinking about it. And does the FDA even have any standards for weave or wig hair? How do you really know that you're not wearing a horse's hair that's been treated or something? You don't know. There's no symbol on the package of hair that says this has been inspected by agent number such and such in the U.S. FDA. No, you don't know what kind of hair you're wearing. You know what it says, what they've told you, but you could be wearing, you think you're walking around with 100%, virgin Brazilian hair, and you're walking around with 100% virgin Clydesdale hair, and you don't even know it. Yeah, think about that for a minute. Corey brings his attitude and his iPad to the horse ranch, and fuck Corey, I don't like him. Queensley tells him to grow up, which he can't do, obviously. And so he talks, they're arguing, she tells him, to become more mature and grow up, and all he's talking about is how much her purse costs or what type of car she drives, because obviously those are, to him, statuses of success, what kind of car or purse you have, which is stupid as hell. Like I said before, fuck Corey. Mia also has enough of Corey, so she walks up and she's, trying to defend Queensley. And I love this scene so much. She pulled out a taser and tried to zap his ass, and I can't tell you what I would have given to see that. I wanted to see him get tased like that girl in the Atlanta mall. That would have been great, just to see him just light up his light. That would have been beautiful. Oh man, why couldn't they let that happen? Security should have let that happen. Just because he's such an asshole, they should have let that happen. But they probably, because it's own. If that was MTV, they would have let that happen, because MTV makes the participants of their show sign so many, release forms and liability forms. I swear there probably is something on the road rules. What do they call it? Yeah, is it road rules? Or the challenge? whatever the show is where they have the people from reality shows do all kind of dangerous stuff. It's like Fear Factor, but it's from the kids with the reality shows. I want to say it's Road Rules Challenge or something like that. I can't remember. But I'm pretty sure it probably says in that contract that if you die, MTV is not responsible for it. And that's what OWN needed to do. But put some contracts that ironclad like that so we could have seen Corey get tased. Maybe next season. What else happened? Oh, yeah, I started fantasizing about throwing a Marcel iron at him a long time ago. Which, if you don't know what a Marcel iron is, it's like this. I guess back before you had plug-in curling irons, there was this thing. It almost looks like an anvil in a way. Probably the kids probably don't know what an anvil is. An anvil is what they dropped on Wile E. Coyote's head all the time. But anyways, it kind of looks like that, and it heats up really hot, and then you take the hot comb or Marcel curling irons and you put it in there to warm them up. But those are pretty heavy. And if they had one of those in that hairdressing school, I probably would have chucked that at Corey's head by the end of the first week. I don't think I couldn't take him for more than a week. I probably would have been kicked out of that school. Because it just... And I don't consider myself to be a violent person, but there's only so much ignorance you can take before you just, you lose all of your, what would you call it? I can't think of what it is. It'll pop into my head at a random time where I'm not even thinking about it. Be at the end of this video, I'm talking about something else, and then I'll figure out what it was I was trying to say. So we'll move on because I don't want to sit there all night trying to figure out what I'm trying to say. What the hell else happened? Oh yeah, some girl went and flung Corey out of the way, which shows me that he wasn't shit. Because if a little girl could walk up to you and just fling your ass out of the way, you know you're too damn light in the ass to even be talking all that junk. And then when he was acting like he was gonna fight, who the hell fights with the fist all the way up here? Well, your fists are up here. I'll come up right to you and uppercut you right here while both your fists are up here in the air. You don't make that. You could tell he'd never been in a fight before, jumping around like that, looks like an idiot. And then the best part was when his hat fell off. That's when I found out why he was so hateful, because his ass is bald as hell. I saw that hat fall off, and all of a sudden in my head I heard the theme song to the Jeffersons, because he was all George Jefferson up in here. That's why he's mad. Because wouldn't you think the worst torture would be to be a hairdresser who's losing their hair? That would be the worst thing in the world, probably. And that's why he's got a bad attitude. That's because God don't like ugly. What else happened? Oh, Neil, again, says that's the craziest thing he's ever seen. Which shows that Neil needs to get out of the house more or get a computer and look up World Star Hip Hop. Because that's not the craziest thing you've ever seen. Shoot, you look up... What the hell was that? Somebody told me to look up, and it ruined my life for a couple months. Goatsy. Yeah, Google that at your own risk. They got me with that twice. And this is both times in graduate school. They told me to Google blue waffle. And then told me to Google, I don't even know why. I listened to him the second time, Goatsy. And I'm still scarred. That's why I still remember these things. I'm scarred. Don't look that up unless you have a strong stomach and you are able to overcome traumatic experiences. Just to let you know that. What else happened? Oh, Mia telling Queensley that she's not used to dealing with these people because she's not from the hood. And I'm wondering, is this another reason why they think that she's acting so grand? Because in my last video, I talked about the whole self-esteem issue. And when people carry themselves like they do have self-esteem, people that have low self-esteem take that as, oh, this person thinks they're better than me because they have low self-esteem. And the real reason is that it's not that that person thinks they're better than you. It's that you think that that person is better than you. And that's why you're having these issues. And I'm wondering if that's also the thing where they are looking at her going, oh, well, this is a little suburban girl. We can push her around. Because that happens a lot of times, too. And they don't know that people can get down in the suburbs, too. It depends on how you're raised. Because... I mean, me, my sisters, and my brother were raised in the suburbs, but that doesn't mean that we're just going to take shit off of people. Because if your parents raise you that you don't have to do that, then that's I mean, obviously, I have some composure. I think that's where I was looking for, losing my composure. Yeah, see, didn't I tell you it's going to come back randomly? I have some composure, and I do try to handle things diplomatically. if something happens and that we're having a conflict, I try to talk to the person and handle it diplomatically. I would avoid, situations that end up being arguments or fights. But at the same time, I was also raised that if you put your hands on me, I have every right to defend myself and my person. And then on top of that, I personally believe I have every right to fuck you up. Yeah. What else happened? Yeah, I talked about that. Oh, Corey saying that he's going to call Miss J and get Mia and Queensley thrown out. And then Miss J calls Corey in the office, and she tells him that she's going to suspend him for a week. And the way his face dropped, I was like, nigga, pick your face up off the floor. And that's all I could call. I mean, I've been trying very hard to not call people niggas. I've done several videos where I really honestly tried to avoid saying that, because it really, I mean, a part of me is like, oh, I really shouldn't say that. But there really aren't suitable alternatives. Like, for example, if, say, you're a white person, you have these people that they act all stupid. You have not stupid, but you consider them a different class from you or whatever. They have all these different names for them. They have poor white trash, rednecks, hillbillies. We don't have those names. We should come up with them. Like, I think we should say ghetto billies. Call people. I should trademark that. Ghetto billies. Yeah, so that's an old ghetto billy right there. Maybe I will start calling them ghetto billies. Or poor black trash. But it still doesn't feel as good as saying nigga. Because like Chris Rock said, he's right. There's a difference between black people and niggas, and I don't want to be confused with niggas. And Corey is a nigga. Sorry, he's got niggerish tendencies. What else? Oh, Queensley asked Mia why she has a taser, and Mia just, straight up says, I'm transgender and people might want to kill me, which is true. There are people that, I don't know what's wrong with them, why they feel because they disagree with something that it's their right to go and kill somebody. That doesn't make any sense at all. I mean, I disagree with people wearing semi-see-through stretch pants, or not stretch pants, what would I call them? Leggings. Semi-see-through leggings as pants. I disagree with that. But that doesn't mean I'm going to walk up my door and say, oh, you bitch, you have on those leggings, I'm going to go outside your head and beat you up. No, because that's their life. That's what, if it's not bothering you, it's not hurting you, how dare you feel so compelled that you need to physically attack someone because you can't understand them. That doesn't make, and especially if it's a black person doing this. Don't you realize that people did that to black people? During the time of desegregation, people were attacked and like physically brutalized just for being black in a white school. So for you to do that to a transgendered or a gay person, you are doing the same thing as like Klan members. And I finally kind of see that comparison, because before I used to think that people shouldn't compare being gay to being black, because in my mind I thought, well, if you're black, people can obviously see you're black, but people can't obviously see that you're gay from a distance. But at the same time, there are some parallels. I can't say it's exactly the same, but I think there are some parallels in how people treat other people. So that's a long story for another day. What else happened? The students and the staff pray together, because it's a private schools in Texas. I guess they can do that. The one thing that does kind of irritate me when people do that is I was recently in a situation like that. I was doing a fashion show, and the coordinator, she would always do a pray in and a pray out. And I wouldn't have a problem with that, but I felt like it was a little bit presumptuous to just tell everyone to do that. It would have been better to invite people. Say, oh, we're going to do a pray-in. Would you like to do this with us? Or we're going to do a prayer. We invite you to do this. Because there were people there that were not Christian. There were people there that were Buddhists, were Jewish, one of my models was atheist, and it kind of made people feel uncomfortable because if you said, no, thank you, I don't want to do that, you would probably be looked at as the bad person because you excused yourself from that. And I just feel like if you're going to do that, just ask people if they want to, join in, and don't make a big deal about it if they decline, because that doesn't mean that they're a bad person. They may have a different religion, and they may address their religion or practice their religion in a different way. I mean, what if I walked in and I said, if I was running a show and I said, okay, and said, we're going to do a meditate out. Here, hold this, pass everybody, hold this incense. That would have been very presumptuous of me to just go around and tell everybody just do that. Now, I could invite you and say, oh, do you want to meditate with me? That's another thing, but that's what it made me think of with that the prayer in the school, because I mean, if you have students there that are not Christian, I mean, what are you going to do? Treat them like garbage because they're not Christian? I mean, it's just a fact of life. Not everyone in the world is Christian. As a matter of fact, I think the majority of the people in the world are not Christian. But, again, another story for another day. I keep getting going on all these tangents. I guess because there's more to talk about relating to the show than actually in the show. Alright, they go back to work on their hair looks for a photo shoot, and Jessica wants to win, and like I said before, she is truly unfortunate looking, as they say in South, bless her heart. I did think her peacock hairstyle was really cute, and even her photos looked very fashion editorial to me, more so than the other students that were competing, and she ended up winning, and I felt like, based on skill alone, amongst the I think it was 4 students competing, I think that she did deserve to win, because her hairstyle did look the most put together. Neil just looked like he took some ponytail weave and just pinned it on the side of the head and just left it there like that. I feel like, why are you there, Neil? Have you learned anything about doing hair? Have you ever touched someone's hair before walking into that school? Because it's sad. That's all I can't call it anything else but sad. And I just hope people don't let Neil do their hair. Because even when he did the pageant, the little girl didn't like him doing her hair. The little old lady didn't like him doing her hair. He needs to maybe reconsider his career options. Because I don't see hair working out for him. Maybe he'd be a good wedding planner. I don't know. Or mechanic. A lot of people skip that. So many people of my generation, the younger generation, we completely skipped over the whole mechanics and carpenters and plumbers. These people are very necessary too. And a lot of us could have been successful doing that, but we'll never know because we never tried to study auto mechanics or carpentry or plumbing. It wasn't on our radar. And maybe Neil would have been an awesome plumber. We don't know. But what we do know is he damn sure can't do hair. So, that's all I have to say about the Houston Beauty School. What's it called? Houston Beauty, right? Yeah, Houston Beauty. And if it's cosmetology, why do we only see them doing hair? Because cosmetology is supposed to do hair, like facials and makeup, and I think you're supposed to do nails too. And we haven't seen any of those other things. But maybe it's a progression. Like maybe the freshmen, after they do the roller set, they learn how to do like a mud mask or something like that. And I don't know, but they're not showing us too much. Anyways, that's all I have to say about this for this week. Next week, I think, what happens next week? Did I even take notes on what's supposed to happen next week? I don't think so. I don't know whether the DVR... Yeah, the DVR didn't have the preview of the next episode on it for me, so that's that. Thanks for watching this whole video. I went kind of long at 24 minutes, but thank you for sticking through it all the way to the end with my little tangents that I keep going on. And bye-bye.